What up, folks? I am Ultrazilla, and today I have a review of the Figma Ssss.Gridman Gridknight. Alright, my zillions, if you haven't seen Gridman yet, the anime series that you could easily just watch on Funimation or Crunchyroll, and I've been like spouting that all year long. Just go do it if you like. You know, if you like kaiju and like Ultraman and stuff like that, do yourself a favor and go watch Gridman, because I'm about to spoil it for you. So stop watching and go watch that. If you don't care if you're spoiled or not, well, Gridknight here is the character Anti, which is a kaiju created by Akane Shinjo early in the series, and is one of the main characters throughout, or a supporting character, I would say a supporting character. And towards the end of the series, it kind of copies Gridman here, becomes its own Gridknight here, and eventually helps Gridman. So there you go, I just spoiled the series for you. My apologies, I did warn you to shut it off, I was not kidding. But this is the second Figma figure that we have here, and the second Gridknight figure, I believe. There was a Fine Clover, but I skipped that one. I only got the two Gridman figures, but I definitely wanted this highly articulated Figma. Is it good? Let's find out. Since I mentioned articulation there, let's start out with that. You got this really massive neck joint. And that's been happening, guys. So let's look at it. Check out this joint here in his midsection. Yeah. So that goes there. But boy, does it pop out a lot. The head joint is on a ball joint on a hinge there. So you got extra range of motion. A lot of motion in the head. Then, as you saw, you got that joint that just popped out again. Not cool. And then you got the waist joint. You have a butterfly joint, which works really well. It's done nicely, too. Very different. I like how they did it. That hasn't happened. Wow. So, we got some popping out action all over the place now. You have a ball joint here. This does move as well. You can move it all around in there. It's a joint, ball joint in there, ball joint in there. So very interesting, done with a hinge there. That works. I'm pulling stuff out. Ooh, did I just lose something? Man, this is starting out great, guys. So yeah, so I pulled out this joint, and then that joint came out. Not joint, but let's see what happens here. There we go. So that's problematic. You have this double elbow joint that works okay. You can swivel it right in here. There you go. There's a swivel. Don't like that. You do have a hinge in here. So you could... Okay, so, the legs go out this much, kicks out that much, goes back this much. You can rotate it in there. You got a joint there. You have the double jointed knee, and you can swivel it there as well. You have a hinge joint at the ankle, which can rock. So, yeah, you got some stuff going on for sure. So, besides major deductions for all of that popping out, Gridknight is rather good looking. It's a really cool design. Oh, hey, there we go. The head sculpt is pretty awesome. Kind of, looks like Gridman. But, the eyes are done red, and it's got that little swirly deal in it. The rest of the face looks great in silver. The purple and orange, it is what it is. It's not my favorite color scheme, but it works here, and the way they laid it out, I think, is a great job. I love these pointy deals here, and then you got the very similar Gridman crest up there that looks pretty good. The little green jewel looks nice, same as Gridman. The neck looks pretty good. I think the chest is pretty good. I really like that gold in the center of the orange. I think that looks pretty cool. The arms are nicely done. I do like the gauntlets. Really cool. I like these big pieces up here. Everything is like Gridman, but like exaggerated. We'll move it back a little bit so you can just see how proportionally it looks. Overall, yeah, it looks cool. The arms look great. The hands look cool. All this part here looks fantastic. I love, I do like the orange with the silver next to each other. That looks really good. All this kind of like gray pieces look great. The knees look awesome. I like the silver behind the legs. Sculpts are really cool. I like the feet. It looks very nicely done. So yeah, I mean, it's a good looking figure. On the back, you have this big piece here. Silver. Looking excellent. We will compare the Gridman to this to see how similar. I wasn't having this like problem with Gridman. Oh my god. And yeah, that's oh wow, 2 segments and then like look, at least the feet look cool. Up, we get the Figma bag, we get the Figma stand. I'm not going to open these like I always do because I have enough stands open, but you do get them. We get our standard Figma hand tree, which I like. You have a couple of holding hands here, a couple of splayed out hands. Same motif for black and, orange and purple. We are going to need one of these, so we can take this out without taking out his hand. How about it? Put that down there. Yeah, this review has kind of gone off the rails for me because of the way this guy is just falling apart. And finally, Gridknight has this really nice, caliber-looking red sword, which is really nicely done. You got the green gem there. The sword is really nice and shiny, metallic. For this, I believe it's going to be the same as the other one where we take it apart. There, yep. And we can put that in. I'm seeing more and more figures doing this, and I'm fine with that. So that's how he looks with this big red blade, and it looks pretty cool. I do like it a lot. Very nicely done. It's a really nice take on the Gridman caliber sword. So really cool red sword here for Gridknight. It's a really nice piece. You don't get a ton of accessories here, but I mean, honestly, that is all I need. For our size comparisons, first up, we have the Figma Gridman, and I do want to compare these guys because it's pretty much the same. And what I'm feeling here is, can we be getting some instant mold degradation here on this Gridknight figure? I mean, just one generation and it's already like, like falling apart. So, but yeah, it's pretty much, you're pretty much getting, he obviously doesn't have this thing here, a carbon copy, which is what Gridknight kind of is. Even the face is kind of similar. It's different in the head. But, you got pieces that are the same. Obviously, like the shoulder pads look exactly the same, just different colors. The neck, everything from, the neck down is pretty much the same. Like just different colors. So, yeah, Gridknight, he's a carbon copy, which means he's getting, some mold degradation already, it seems. Maybe your figure is better than mine, and, I'm just unlucky here right now. But, yeah, he's falling apart a lot, as you've seen in multiple segments here. I don't really have that problem with Gridman. He did have a couple pieces that did come out, but I can't remember where exactly. And I haven't really had it too much since I did that review. But this guy for sure, yeah, you're pretty much getting the same figure here, so that's another thing you might not want. But it is a totally different character, and it is consistent with the show. He is a carbon copy of Gridman. Here's Gridknight with a DX Gridman. the Acta Builder Gridman, the Fine Clover Gridman, Anime Ultraman, Ultraman Victory, and let's end it with the soft vinyl anti that this guy becomes. So you can see in kaiju form, he's a tad different and a tad more original looking. But I love the character. He really is a great character throughout the whole show. So I'm kind of really happy to have, you know, both representations of him. And my final thoughts, well, it looks cool, but it is a carbon copy of the Figma Gridman, except for the head and the colors. But it's, you know, the problem here lies really with the way it's all falling apart. At the arm, at the, you know, midsection mostly. I am getting a little bit of a looseness in this leg, I noticed as well. So, yeah, that's not good. Like, really, actually, you know what? It's actually the third version of this. So, this is the third time they printed this mold, because there is a, you know, initial fighter color, which was an exclusive version of this mold, which unfortunately I do not have. I am trying to score it on the aftermarket, but I haven't, like, succeeded to a price I like quite yet. I might have to, you know, skip it or just give up. I mean, well, give up trying to find it for cheaper and just get it. But yeah, I kind of want to check it out, but this is definitely the third time now that they've done this mold, so mold degradation is a thing for sure. The more you use a mold, the you know, the stuff like this tends to happen, you know? It gets loose, pieces get a little, like, hollow or skinnier or whatever, and yeah, it's a mess. But it does look cool. I do like the blade in this color as well. Nice red, it looks awesome. So I am glad I have it, but it is a pain in the butt. That is for sure, as you've seen in this video. And that is my final thoughts, guys. Hope you dug this review. Let me know your thoughts below. And if you please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Buy me a coffee on Coffee if you dig what I do. Become a zillion today. Till next time, peace out, peeps.